everyone, welcome to another video. In this case, we're going to be covering a solo by Josh Hill. This tune in particular is called Togo, and I think it's in the album Passport. Awesome album, definitely check it out. It's worth listening to the whole thing. The tune is in the key of D minor. I think it only has 3 chords essentially. So D minor, and then F over A. So you're playing an F triad, but with a bass on the A, right? So instead of, you're inverting that chord. And then the next chord is a G minor. And then it goes back to D. So those are the chords for the solo. There's a couple of additions throughout the song. It goes to the bridge, I think. There's a B flat major chord. And then a C. Oh, I'm a little bit out of tune. All right, yeah, I was out of tune. Like I said before, D minor, so 3 chords. So 1, 3, 4. I guess if you think of D, that's the 1 chord. We're gonna try to cover it phrase by phrase. So there is a pickup to the solo, and it starts outlining a triad of the F major chord, right? So what we're doing there is a C, A, F, C sharp passing tone to D, and that lands on the D minor, right? And that is again outlined in 2nd, 3rd, 4th string, right? 13, 14, 15 fret, respectively. F sharp is the passing, C sharp, sorry, is the passing to D. And then we land on B flat and F. So 3, 2, right? And that B flat and F is the 3rd and the 7th of that G minor chord, so that's outlining that. So pretty straightforward so far. Also, the one parenthesis thing, I did write this tune in 4, but it has at least throughout the song there's a pretty heavy 12/8 feel. The second half of the solo though, it transitions and it goes like a more syncopated 4. But there's a lot of triplet kind of movement here, so if you want to keep the rhythmic momentum going when you're practicing this stuff, it's a good idea to keep the 1, 2, 3, like the triplet thing going in your head. So now we're gonna go to a pentatonic phrase, and it's like this. Pentatonic box, right? So we're sliding to the A from the G on the 12th fret, sliding back, D, back to D, so F, D, C, D, and then do a quick slide from A to G, and then B flat. Actually, that may be from B flat rather than A. And now we're gonna play. So that's the next phrase. We're gonna do F, E, D, and then chromatically A flat to G. So G, F, G, A, natural, C, and now D, F, C, G flat, F, right? Is the next phrase, which kind of is based on their D harmonic minor scale. So harmonic minor and D minor natural, I guess, and D natural, because we do have the C, the minor 7th, and then the leading tone, so chromatically, but we don't resolve to the tonic, to D. We just go to the next thing, which is E, resolving to the 3rd of the chord, right, which is the F of the D minor. So, chromatic passing tone, F, and the way I'm playing this, there's a few ways to play this. What I think is going on in the recording, at least from what I hear, based on the timbre, each string, right, is like that has a sound, and this is a very different timbre. The next is a pattern that's ascending and it's kind of outlining the chords, right? So the first one is going to be so D, F, A, C, B flat, So that's surrounding that B flat, which is our target note, right? That's the third of a G minor. And now we're gonna do a similar idea. So G, B flat, D, D flat, C. So E, E flat, D, G, G flat, F, and now A, F, G, right? Following that again, wrapping that G. And this one is kind of it's a bit tricky to sort chromaticism here. F, G, A, F, G, C sharp. And there's a few different ways of playing the next part. And so what I'm gonna try to do is F, D, so, and we're ascending, sweep picking on the right hand, right? So F, D, B flat, F sharp, D, and we have an A. So, an option to that would be instead of doing, this is kind of like a B flat triad, so F, D, B flat, and now we have F sharp, D, and A. And that is the last part before the solo transitions to like a more 16th note based feel, and it's not a 12/8 anymore, it's more distinctively a 4/4. And this is like a repetitive phrase. So after we did that, that is essentially a hammer-on pull-off between F and G, D, C, A. And we play that what? 1, 2, 3, like 5 times. So 4 times, and then the 5th time there's a slight variation, and it does a double stop. So we're hitting also the A, which is on that 10th fret on the 2nd string, and hammer on pull off between F and G as usual. So those two are ringing. So now is when we're transitioning to more like a 4 feel, like really 16th. Now you have to start thinking, instead of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, you're going to be thinking daga, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And the first phrase is actually kind of tricky. It starts on beat 3, 1, 2. And this is essentially based on a harmonic minor scale and some chromaticisms, like a lot of tone wrapping here, kind of chromatically surrounding the notes that we're looking for, like the more important notes, right? So C sharp, D, all right? So G natural to G sharp, A, G natural, G sharp, G natural, F to E, D to D sharp, C sharp to D, E, F, A, C sharp, E, D. And what I'm doing here is we start on the 4th string. 3rd, 4th, so 12 on 13th fret, 5th, C sharp, D, 4th string again to E and D. So we have 14 and 15th fret. 14th fret on the 3rd, that's the A. Same thing on the 2nd, that's the C sharp, E, D. Kind of backtrack a little bit and start from the previous phrase. 1, 2. Okay, so the next lick is based on the D harmonic minor scale, and it goes something like this. Right? So we start on the A, we're sliding to that A, C natural, D, pull off to D flat, C natural again after that A on the second string, A to G, E, F, and then we're going to do a big pull off thing between G, F, and E. And we pull off again between F and E, and D and C sharp, E and G, hammer on, B flat to A, G, F to D. The last phrase is pentatonic. It goes something like this. So we start A to C, C to D, and we're always kind of sliding onto that first note. Now we have C to D, and then D to F, and then we repeat that. And so we're sliding very quickly to A natural, and going back to that G, and hammer on pull off to A flat. F, D, C, and we go all the way to the B natural and half step bend. And now the next one is tricky also because I have like dead notes here on the first, second, and third. I just have to, reset the frets of the last few are a little bit higher, so I'm just kind of stopping my sound, and it's just what it is. But essentially we're bending the C on the first string. And then before we come back down with that bend, we play the second string on the G, and we use that motion down to bring the note down. We do that 3 times, and then we do this. And that's nothing but just bending the G, and then pull off to F, and then again doing a bend from G to A. A whole tone bending. Okay, so here is the whole thing. I'll try to play it a little bit slower. 2, 3. Pattern. Alright friends, so that is the whole thing. Hopefully I didn't mess up too much, and I hope this is useful. And again, super cool band. Feel free to check it out. They have a ton of albums out at this point, and they're all great. At least from the few ones that I've been listening to lately. It's fantastic stuff, really fun. Mixture of a lot of rhythms, a lot of jazz, but also, fair bit of like world music and funk and whatnot. So again, Josh Hill is the guitar player in the band, if you guys want to check him out. I don't know, I'm not super familiar with what he does like outside of the Huntertones, but I'm sure, he's a pretty accomplished guy, it seems, so he's probably playing in a bunch of places all the time. Anyways, really cool stuff, and if you guys find it useful, please like and subscribe, and I hope I'll be able to record something else in the near future. Thank you so much. Cheers.